Welcome everybody. Taking my coffee, you will see the real place. Welcome to YCS Niagara. So let's go to the final. Kotton against Raimonde. What is interesting about the build of Kotton is the fact that he's siding into Spooky Dog Wood. And he actually won his top 4. It's a card.
Very smart. I thought about it at some point, but
It's a very good card in the mirror if you think about it. Because if you go second against the mirror and if you don't draw your Nibiru, and it's actually your opponent cannot outplay you on time. It all comes down to this. Kotton from Toronto is dueling against Raimonde from Detroit, Michigan, in a match that will determine the winner of YCS Niagara Falls. Kotton has competed in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game World Championship 3 times and has won 2 YCS events already. He's not a stranger to high pressure, which might give him an edge in this final round. They, on the other hand, has made it to the top cut of YCS many times in the past, but never achieved a first place win. Is looking to change that day. They believes that the Elements decks are one of the best matchups for his Exorcister deck, so he should be favored in this match from a purely strategic standpoint. In less than an hour, one of those duelists will become the champion of YCS Niagara Falls. It's time to duel.
So we have Raimonde winning the dice roll and deciding to go first, activating Pot of Prosperity for 6, showing off the 6 cards.
And added Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem is a very interesting card that you will not see in every Exorcister build, but it helps you a lot to play around Nibiru. And since Jesse is in the final, I think they knows that Kotton mains deck 3 copies of Nibiru, the Primal Being.
Nibiru, the primal being. Alright, he adds Stella with the Caspitel to be able to go on the second XYZ. He gained 800 life points and go search Vadis with Michaelis. Then he can go on Magnifica. This move is the basic move of Exosister. We have Kotton adding the field spell with terraforming, then activating the field spell to go get Sharon, and this time we do not have Magnifica activating on the field spell. Why?
I don't know. I thought that was a very good move to activate Magnifica on the field spell, but maybe he has another plan.
Maybe because of the set or the card in hand, we'll see. Sharon is activated, sending Zephyros, then milling 3 cards, and we have Mirrody that activates itself as well. Vadis is chained, and now we'll have something very interesting. And you'll see that it's funny, but I think that Jesse misplayed at that point.
Yeah, I believe so too. Because I think we're gonna explain why. We're gonna explain why. Okay, so it's gonna go
the
just.
Summon of Kid Kados, and then there's the blockchain. So it's 1 Kid Kados, 2 Irene, 3 Sophia, and at that point Jesse chose to chain Super Poli, send a second copy of the field spell to use Sophia and Magnifica to do a fusion. But in fact, I think he could wait for Michaelis. What do you think of it?
Yeah. No. 1 second. No. I think this was correct. I think the mistake was not using the field spell. And then use Super Poly. Yeah, and then use Super Poly to priority after the triggers. So the Magnifica had never a chance to be used.
So you wanted to use field spell on Magnifica and then use Super Poly
No,
on the 2 monsters?
I want to use the field spell on the back row.
But wait, why don't you want to Super Poly the 2 monsters?
Because Magnifica is very scary.
But you destroy the Magnifica with the field spell.
But then he can chain and tag out.
No, he cannot. He cannot. 1,
Oh, okay, because
2,
1 second.
3, 4.
No. He's not gonna. Yeah, he's gonna do that, right? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Okay, so you wanna pop with the field spell, the Magnifica.
Like, those are triggers.
Yeah, those are triggers.
Yeah. You will activate his triggers and then Super Poly.
I mean, then he's gonna Magnifica the field spell, right?
He cannot chain 2 Super Poly.
Oh, no, but you are... Okay, so you are saying what you want him
I'm
to
saying
do
1,
is...
2, target this. Chain 3, chain 4, and then he will try to Magnifica, but you have the priority, so you use Super Poly and you fuck him
so
up.
that was the mistake. Yeah, that was game on board then.
So I have two moves that are possible. Either 1, 2, target this, and then 3.
No,
4,
it was actually
and then,
game. No, you're right.
and
But
then
yet...
5.
No,
Use
there is
on
nothing.
them.
There is nothing. You are right. You are right.
So
Super
this is
Poly on the
first
2
play.
Exorcistas was game.
Or we also have another play, which is you don't use the field spell. You do 1, 2, 3. You let it resolve. So you add whatever you want with Kit Kalos. Then there is both summon something.
No,
okay?
I don't want to do that because the shit has
Why?
mandatory effects. What is gonna
But we don't
summon has
care.
mandatory effects.
We don't care about this one. You don't care about this one. You don't care about this. Listen to me. Then you use Michaelis and Magnifica to summon Garura, and you're fine. Or
I think it
whatever
was
is.
better the first line that you told me.
Of course it's better, but I don't know why he didn't activate the field spell. I just don't know why. Of course it's better. You remove
I
the
think
3
I
bones.
think he didn't take in consideration the priority for Super Poly.
That seems crazy to me from Jesse. But it's whatever, it just happens. But it's also the end of the day, so maybe he was tired and stuff. But to me, there was 2 lines that were better and 1 line that was winning. It's my opinion, though. So yeah. Do we know what's the last set?
The last set should be Returnia. You were... No, he was winning on the spot
Then
if
he
he
was
doing
literally winning on the spot. Yeah, whatever. So then he uses both to summon a dragon, and this is to me the worst line he could take on the spot. Card freedom activating, saying Rhino, and then he's able to banish 2, and this is too much. This is too much. Jesse cannot do anything from there on. Michaelis is gonna control the game because he's adding Pax, and Pax is gonna be able to add another Martha, and now he's gonna summon everything he wants and keep saying card name with Carpe Diem to disallow them, and yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah.
People in the chat saying he could win easily, but not really. Like, it's not that easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy, chat. It's not easy.
Like, you gotta understand that you are in final. You played maybe 7 or 8 rounds today, and you're in a spot where you play against a deck that you probably didn't play a lot against. Like, maybe not even in your entire life. And like, you have to figure out the moves very quickly because it's a final. And like, you're in a situation where you discover every card that is summoned, pretty much. So everything becomes harder. I'm kind of sure that if he knew everything about Exosister, he would find the play very easily. But it's still a misplay, though. Like, it is a misplay for sure. Except if you forgot totally about something, but I don't think so. But like, there's a difference between saying it's a misplay and understanding why he misplayed. I think both are important to say and understand. Alright, and Magnifica is going to control the game so well here. Jesse's just going to scoop. Going into game 2, and here is the prophecy, I'll say. This is the prophecy.
Yeah.
Jesse activating Mothman, but...
Chain Shifter, the skilled card.
Like a beautiful game.
I was completely winning. If I don't kill myself tonight, I'm gonna live 1,000 years.
That's funny because Urina and Jesse were in situations where they could win, but they threw the game and got punished by Shifter game 2.
It's definitely a knowledge issue, to be honest. I don't think it's a deck issue at this point. I think it was a knowledge issue from Urena and Kotton side.
Definitely, yeah.
That's very sad.
And then this is like too much for him. He's losing a turn out of Shifter. He still was in a situation where he could try and win, but it was kind of hard. We have Michaelis banishing the Mothman and then inflicting damage by battling with both the monsters. And then he can set Returnia, activate Necrovalley.
And Necrovalley, the game is.
Jesse Kotton has Cyclone to try and out the Necrovalley. He activates Sharon. sending the Merly, milling 3 cards, not really good meals. He doesn't activate Merly here. He enter battle phase. To try and upgrade Martha, Raymond used Crow, summoning the Asophialis Dweller.
Yeah,
It's a
Asophialis Dweller. Yes, Asophialis.
That's crazy good. That's crazy good. So then we have Merly activating, milling 3 cards, not 3 good cards neither. And then we have Jet summoning, and at that point he decides to scoop. Maybe he cited out the thing to add from Jet, or just he knew that it was not enough to keep fighting.
I think he milled it.
That's also a possibility. So we are in a spot where, to me, it's kind of crazy that those 2 top players that are
But even if he milled
Jesse,
it was game anyways, because he had the Returnia to banish too, so...
Yeah, of course. No, but I totally agree
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
What I'm saying is that it's very, very unfortunate. I mean, I won't say unfortunate because it's not unfortunate. It's just misplays. But it's
No,
just
Jesse has
funny
no
that-
Jesse has no redoer in the extra.
It's just funny that Jesse and Urina got to misplay against the deck, and it shows off how important it is to have knowledge over the opponent's deck. Play
Yu-Gi-Oh!
against
Is like
something they're not
chess.
prepared.
If you don't have a good preparation, you're just gonna lose.
Let's go to the last game.
It's the top. It's the top 3 playoff. Basically, whoever wins gets the prize card ultra rare. Okay, so let's start with the presentation. So both of the duelists are former YCS winners. We have Christian Urena become a YCS champion Lima in 2019, and Dominic Couch won his championship at YCS Las Vegas in 2020. Both competitors were defeated in the top 4, and now they are scrapping it out for a copy of the new YCS prize card, Another Verse Dragon. The next one will be the friends you made along the way. To make matters more interesting, it's the first time those 2 duelists have ever played against each other. Urena is gonna start the game.
Alright, he starts with Desires. Very good card, obviously. Gonna draw 2 cards from it. Then he's gonna set the card and pass, and this is so weak, but we've seen Dinomischus in his deck, and that might do the job, because Dinomischus is so strong of a card, obviously.
Okay, but here is the thing about the decklist of Urena. Just cannot play without dangers. You know, like, sometimes you just open those kind of hands in which you are full of entraps, you are full of interruption, but you don't have actually a play. So you have cards like Alphenis, Sharon that are dead alone, you know?
Alright, so we have... What's that? Effect Vader. Chain to
Zemin
and
effect.
then normal summon Reino, chain another Vader, and then activate Tsushinoko. Tsushinoko is gonna summon, sending a Jackalope. This is a lot of... This is through 2 Valors, guys. Imagine.
Yeah, that's what I like about this deck. And now he goes for a Baron de Fleur, attempting to pop the back row, but Urena chains Dinomischus in order to target the Baron, and Dinomischus does not discard for cost, so that means if you negate the activation of Dinomischus, he is not gonna discard, and after that he goes for Dirnov, and then he's gonna get eaten with a fat Nibiru.
Nibiru is summoned, tributing everything, and now he got back. He just needs to be careful about the token, which must be so big, but Coach is getting rid of the token for him, and to do a Fever. I don't think that's very smart. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't like it as well, to be honest. I think you keep
I
the
think
fact
he was
like
winning with the token.
yeah, I think he was actually winning with the token.
That's crazy. Nibiru is gonna attack the Alk. I think he destroyed his own game here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, set another card. Normal summon a snow.
I think what King Coach was looking for was Alki Fiber, special summon the level 2, and then try to go into a Gigantic that has 32 attack, and then special summon
That's bad.
Blue Jet at the Smasher for an interruption.
Bad. What can Urena have in hand?
No, Urena can
What
top
can
deck.
Urena...
It's not about
No, but what can Urena have in hand? Only hand traps. What can it be?
I mean, I don't think he knew about Moonlight.
Nibiru?
I don't think he knew about Moonlight, and then he already used a double Nibiru Dinomischus. So I think the gamble was worthy.
No way.
The gamble was worthy.
No way.
I think
no
the gamble
way.
was worthy.
Okay, tell me what's the card in Urena's hand if there are not hand traps. Tell me.
Can be literally anything.
What? He passed.
Can be another copy of the Sai.
Okay, it can be a second Desire and a second Nibiru, right? That's
Yeah.
the only cards it... Okay, that's impossible.
I mean, you already used double Veiler. I don't think in Neo that he was on Ghost Mourner.
But listen, you gotta guess.
Bro, guess Ghost Mourner? Bro,
No,
I'm a
you
Yu-Gi-Oh
gotta-
player. I'm not a fucking magician. I don't read fucking
What do you
people
mean?
mind.
Like, he has 2 in hands. Those cannot be double. Like, those cannot be a second Desires and a second Nib.
Why not?
It would be so unfortunate.
I
Like,
think
gotta
you
take
just
into
put your
account
opponent
everything.
on better habit at this point.
No way. There's no fucking way. Like, something you're sure about is that there is no Tearlaments in his hand. Do we agree on this? There's no Sharon.
No,
there's
there can be
Merlin,
there can be a
there's no
Sharon.
Hovnis.
There can be a Sharon because you don't really want
Why?
to pitch an entrap for
No,
Sharon.
if there's a second Nibiru, you try Sharon pitch Nibiru. That's not true.
That's true. I mean, you can.
Plus, if you play a hand trap deck, and you guys can
Fine.
testify the fact that I didn't see the list of Urina, but I'm pretty sure that he's playing a Fiber, because if he's playing that many hand traps,
He's not does
playing a
not play
Fiber.
fiber.
Okay, he's not playing Fiber, but he could be playing Fiber. So that means that if there's Sharon plus hand traps, coach can be saying in his head that there's no way that it's impossible that there's a tournament. There cannot be Rhino, there cannot be Sharon, there cannot be Hovnis, there cannot be Merly. What are the cards in Urina's hand? No tournaments. So if there's no tournaments, there's no reason to go on Fiber. You need to try and control the game. This is what you need to do. Because there can be a third Vader, there can be Mourners, there can be a lot of cards actually.
I mean,
Like,
why not? I
actually a
would,
lot of
brother, I would put him on better having go for fiber and try to go into
I will
gigantic.
not.
Gigantic
I would
wins you on the
definitely
spot.
not. Also,
Wins you on the
it's
spot.
the-
Gigantic literally
Also,
wins
it's
you
the
on the
job
spot.
of coach to know about his opponent's deck list when it's the literally 17 games away. Like, they played 70 games this weekend. He definitely knows that Urina has Mourner. If he doesn't know about Urina having Mourner, then something went wrong into the way he went, like into the way he played the tourney. Because when you end up in this kind of situation, you know the opponent's deck list. I mean, you know the decks like that. You know that Urina is playing Tearlaments, hand traps, and you know that he's
Bro,
playing
he
Mourner.
literally had to predict the Mourner. There is no other entrap that stops him.
Okay, third Veiler as well. He mostly knows about Mourner. I'm
Third
pretty sure
Veiler.
that he will know about Mourner in this situation. Really? Really? Let's be honest. I think I think it's more likely that he has the third Veiler than Desires plus Nib. Really?
I disagree.
There's we can disagree. It happens. So Snow is gonna attack the Dynamiscus. He's gonna pass. Normal summon Didicro get access to Dark, and Dark is gonna open him the gate to the victory, trying to destroy itself to get access to a Dark monster. He'll search for Sharon. Activate Sharon maybe in main phase 2. That's what happened. Sending another Mourner, sending 3 cards. Merly activates, shuffling itself, shuffling the Nessie off coach in the deck, summoning a Kid Kalos.
Searching
Kid
for
Kalos
something.
effect, searching for select set, and he knows that from there he's winning the game. He just has to control the game. There's not lethal on board, but yeah, maybe you could put lethal on board. Oh, Super Police activated, but that's not gonna be enough because there's gonna be Kid Kalos meeting 5 and Sharon summoning a Predaplant, which I think is enough to win, even if he doesn't touch something very good. But he touches Reinhardt, Hovnis, and Snow. Oh my god, he's gonna summon a Kalido Heart instead of a Kid Kalos, and that's game, to be honest.
Yeah. He goes into Mud Dragon. That's cool.
Yeah, scoop it up. Trying to Snow, send the Rhino, but this is not gonna be enough. Hovnis, activate its effect. Summon the Mud Dragon, and scoop it up. Alright,
That
let's
was
go.
a very
Game 2.
good game 1.
Coach that decides, and he decides to let Urina go first. So Urina is able to go first. He's able to activate the field spell. Let's go to the game. So field spell gets Sharon, no, gets Reinhardt, and then activates Sharon. So we know
That's
that he has
Trinity
another
right
name
there.
in hand.
That's Trinity right there.
Yep. Reinhardt summon itself, send Merely chaining 1, Reinhardt chaining 2, send Hofnis, and then we have Merely shuffling itself and shuffling Hofnis to the deck to summon Kit Kados. Kit Kados use its effect, get Sulik, and then we have Dweller being summoned.
Okay, stop
Set
right
to
there.
Pass.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop.
I stopped
Now,
right there.
Here's the thing. I spoke with Urena about this. I think because when I was writing the feature, when I was doing the replay, I was like, why did not use Duel? Touch the Sharon and use Kit Kalos to reborn the Sharon, right? Because it's actually better. Because now you don't rely on you milling 5 cards of Kit Kalos when you use Salik. You have a guaranteed way to go into Stapelia, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I spoke with Urena and he said, Nash, I did not do that, even though it was better, because I was trying to play around Coach having Nibiru in hand. Because he said that he knew that Coach was playing Nibiru. I think that's acceptable. I think that's acceptable.
But it's more than acceptable. It's just very well played.
Yeah.
Alright, so we shall continue. Dweller is going to be used in draw phase. Teleport is going to be used in main phase, summoning Amin. At that point, he has multiple interruptions, but the Punk Engine is helping to play through Dweller a little bit. Alright. What will he decide to do from there on? Use Amin effect to get Deer Note. And then he's going to use Jackalope.
Okay, here's the thing. Do you agree on using Jackalope in this? Okay, the end of Coach in this spot was, I think, Dirnov, Foxyton, Jackalope, Merle, and Sharon. Now he's under Dweller, so he's trying to eat what? Why do you don't want to use the Dirnov in this spot? I think using Dirnov, you have already a guaranteed special summon. And there are so many chances that he can hit the Deer Note of the Foxyton, making the other one dead in your hand, right? So why the hell you would be on this spot? Like, I know he has Merle, I know he has Sharon, I know he has Reinhardt, and he has Dirnov and Foxyton in hand, and he decided to use Jackalope in this spot. That's so weird to me. That's so weird to me. I really didn't like this, to be honest, because like you are losing already a free special summon, then you can gamble the Jackalope, because Jackalope might be one more body on the board when you already when you already have a guaranteed one. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know what I mean. I know what you mean, and you know it, but I don't have anything to say about it.
Okay, so yeah, I think. No, I definitely already had the
better to use.
So
basically, it's about like if you use Jackalope at that point, you have two chances out of 5 to touch either the Foxyton or the Deer Note or the Jackalope. You have 3 out of 5, right? So 3 shot out of 5 to lose a body, right? If you use Deer Note first, then you send the Foxyton, you summon the Deer Note, and then you use Jackalope, then you have one chance out of 3 to
have an extra
shot the
body.
Jackalope and not to have a body. So I think it's better to do the Deer Note first, because you win a body in a lot of scenarios. But I also think that if what's important to you is drawing, if you really want to draw because you know that you need to see some type of cards to win the game state or else, then you use Jackalope first, because you have more chances to draw out of it, because you use it on 5 cards instead of 3, right?
Yeah. Okay, so Coach draws, because he didn't get sniped, but he sniped the Fox, he draws. And he goes Alki Fibrax. And then special summons Gamma.
He has access to Gigantic from there on, but he decides to do an Elf instead. And then he activates Sharon. Sharon sends Merle, Meal 3. And then he'll do Elf effect, summon the Jet that he milled. Imperm will be used on Jet, but he's in a better setup than if he did a Gigantic directly. And then he'll use Super Poly to use the Sharon and the Kit Kalos of his opponent to summon his own Kit Kalos.
Okay, I mean, it worked out at the end. He used the Jackalope and he drew Super Poly. That's literally the only scenario I can think about. If you don't draw Super Poly, then it's your play is literally -1, right? Okay. I mean, I guess luck was on couch side for this one. Let's proceed. So goes Kid Kalos, mills literally nothing. And then couch use Kid Kalos to add the Sun Lake. Attacks directly. Then Kid Kalos effect. On Shaden, pop itself. He's under Dweller, so he cannot mill normal summon Reinhardt and go. That one and pass. I think that's a decent end board. Urena was very unlucky by not milling literally anything.
Yeah.
Out of
The Kid Kalos.
The Kid Kalos. Coach was very lucky to draw the Super Poly out of Jackalope.
And then he scoops from there.
Now we go to the game tree. Okay, now Urena is going first again. Because, I mean,
Yep.
he lost, so he decides to go first. It's very reasonable to me. Let's go over the game and let's see what happens, I guess.
What do you think about Coach saying to Urena to go first?
I think Coach realized that Urena decklist is very weak when it he goes for a very basic board, no? Like he doesn't overextend.
Pretty easily.
Yeah, and also like the version of Urena doesn't have a lot of way to go into Dweller. Right? Like you literally have to open very good. Or you have to open 2-card combos. 1-card combo can do the trick, but it's gonna be bad because you're not gonna have Salik if you do the 1-card combo. I think it was not a bad call to send Urena first, in my opinion, because his deck is very weak when he goes for a very basic board. He's playing like kinda mid range, you know? And the combo deck against the mid range if you send him first. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, I think that I will go first because I think that the entraps of Urena doesn't have a lot of impact on Coach. But if you know that Urena is playing cards like cherries and stuff, maybe you go second. Yeah. I don't know. It depends how much knowledge she has on Urena's decklist, I guess. So yeah. So Urena starts with Instant Fusion, summoning Kid Kalos, using Kid Kalos effect. Yeah, this is a good one. Adding Sulik, so that means he has already a name in hand to use Kid Kalos on his desires. Then, once he gets his Sulik out of the deck, he will summon a Rhino Heart out of the Kid Kalos.
Finally, we mill something.
And this is milling 5. Rhino Heart is going to mill 1 as well. It's going to mill a Sharon out of it. There's going to be Merly chaining 1, Sharon chaining 2. Shuffle Kid Kalos and the Sharon to summon the Draco back, and then shuffle the Merly and the Rhino Heart from the graveyard. Oh, he has also a Merly. So he's gonna be able to summon Kaleido, and that's a very good board to end with. It's kind of weak on Super Poly maybe, but that's fine, I guess. No, it's not even.
No, why weak on Super Poly? Cannot use the Kaleido as materials.
Because Rhino Heart is an Aqua, so there's no target he can do. I mean, except using his own monster, but that's weird.
This is a good board. I would have special summon the Rhino Heart in defense, but
yeah. So yeah. Okay, Tushi on Sharon, then Nessie on Droplet. Normal summon a Rhino Heart. Gets impermanence.
I mean, definitely definitely Couch was not expecting Urena to end on such a huge board, to be honest.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah, then he entered in battle phase.
I mean, Nessie is attacking Rhino Heart. Dark is destroying itself to get a Dark from the deck. Getting Sharon to try and mill something. It's gonna use Sharon, pitch a Merly, get to mill 3 and use Merly's effect. Didn't get lucky on the mills. Merly is gonna shuffle itself and shuffle Dark to summon a Dragon from the deck, and then he's gonna be able to go on the Dark that he shuffled back.
Yeah, that was...
Elf is gonna use its effect to reborn the Dark, but it's gonna be met with a Draco.
It was not Dark, it was a Gamma, but it's the same thing. He was trying to go into a gigantic.
It was a Gamma? What do you mean?
It was a Gamma, like Couch milled a Gamma in the process, and he was trying to use Elf on a Gamma to go into gigantic.
Oh, okay, I see, I see.
But it's not an issue because the line he was going for, it was still a gigantic.
It's the
and you can
same. It's
see-
gigantic line.
Yeah.
And then Predaplan negated, and this is the end of the duel. I feel like Coach not using his droplet is kind of weird, right?
I mean, Droplet is a -1 in that end, but like I think Droplet is a very bad card right now, especially in the mirror. If it like the thing is, he's playing Droplet because he wants to counter Urena Dweller, but if he doesn't go for Dweller, then Droplet is just very bad.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I feel like Urena being third place is what he deserves. I think he played well these 3 games against Coach. I think he misplayed against the Exosister and he lost.
Yeah.
It feels just
Very deserved. To be honest, the third place very deserved.
I don't really care about the gameplay. Every gameplay is cool to me.
Well,
I love playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Not a specific.
this replay concludes our showcase of the YCS Niagara. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I appreciate you guys coming in the chat today. It was very funny and very interesting to do it with Gabriel Susti, one of my oldest internet friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oldest internet friends. Is that true?
Not really. I was just trying to be nice.
That's fine. That's fine. Thanks a lot, guys, to be there with us. We had a very good time with you. It was very pleasant, and we had fun doing it, even if it was a pain. Mostly for Nesh, who did a big part of the job. And yeah, I mean, Nesh is one of the only content creator that I would advise you to watch because he's really putting so much work into what he's doing.
That's cap. We have so many good content creators. We have Pac, we have Farfa.
I mean, that's my opinion, though. It's one of the only that I will advise people to watch. One of the only. That's my opinion. And yeah, I wish you all the best because I do not interact with English people a lot. So I wish you all the best for the next tournaments and stuff. And I hope we'll be able to do something else with Pac or with Nesh soon enough. And yeah, take care, guys.
Remember to tune on the YouTube in order to check those replays as well, because they're gonna be posted on the YouTube as well. And I wish you guys a wonderful night. This concludes the YCS Niagara Falls, and see you next time.